As you can see from the brightly colored tree behind me, we are in autumn. We are currently in peak color zone 4 outside of Minneapolis. Today is 45 degrees. It's a perfect day to plant some tulips. And I'm actually going to use my forestry planter, which I can link in the description, to plant. It simply puts a nice little hole in the ground and it's perfect for planting tulips. This has become my new favorite way to plant. I have a couple hundred bulbs to get planted, so stay tuned, we'll do that right now. I like to plant lots of daffodils because they're deer and bunny resistant, and that really helps me in trying to battle that in the spring. All of these bulbs are white flowering. This is also a great example, if you have a moon garden, which shades of white that you can get in spring flowering bulbs. The first one here is a Mount Hood, and I've had this one before. I've tried growing this in containers and it just doesn't go well for me, but I know it will grow on the ground and be just fine. And here I have a bag of daffodils, which is a mix. It's all different kinds, and hopefully it'll bloom for a long period of time. This one's called Blends of Beauty, and it's small and large, all different kinds. There's probably some Mount Hood mixed in this one too, but I could see from the image that it's got some doubles and some miniatures, and that should be just fun to see how those are when they come up. I'll probably plant these closer to the wood side or the field side of this border garden because I have the worst deer pressure and rabbit pressure of them coming off the field through that section of my yard. It's one of the worst areas I have for deer and rabbit pressure. I have these nice little alliums too, and I'm going to probably keep these together along my central path in this border garden. I just think it will look better if they're planted in a mass. And these are a little shorter. These are about 12 inches off the ground, so they're going to stay pretty tight. But they'll be kind of fun to see how they grow. There's other types of white alliums too, like Mount Everest, which I think I've grown somewhere in my yard, but I don't remember. But I got all of the same for right now. And these ones are Neapolitanum. It sounds like a Neapolitan, but it's not Neapolitan. I think I'm saying that right. I'll put the image in there. You can correct me if I'm wrong. And I'm going to put, there's 70 of them in this grouping that I'm going to put, and I'm going to lay my bags out kind of where I'm going to plant and go from there. Some of them I may mix together. I haven't quite decided. Crocus are fun. They're like the first ones I have that will bloom. But I do have problems with deer and rabbits coming in and eating them. So I'll have to make sure as soon as I see those peeping out of the ground that I do a deer and rabbit treatment for them. So I haven't figured where I'm going to put them yet, but we'll walk around the garden and figure it out. And then I also have 3 different kinds of tulips. I have a parrot tulip, which is really frilly and fun. And this one's called Palace North End. This is quite beautiful. Living in zone 4, I usually don't have problems with tulips coming back, except for parrot tulips. These beautiful frilly girls may look good on the picture, and I'll get a first good year bloom out of them. The second and third year, they start diminishing to the point where they don't come back. So I don't quite know why that is for my zone. I only got a couple packages of this variety for that reason. And then I have a double huge flowering, I have the huge flowering snow crystal, and that again looks like a peony. And that'll be just kind of fun to have. And I'll keep those in a bunch. And then I have the Hakoon, which I've grown before, and it's really a pure white color. My goal with the moon garden flowers is to make sure they're as pure white as possible. When I have more of a yellow hue, I don't like that as much. So let's get planting. Put my alliums and my crocus kind of in the same area. The alliums tend to bloom alliums tend to be one of the last flowers to bloom. So I'll put those with the crocus on each side of the trail here. I want to try to stay to the outside of what this edge is that I have here, because I'm going to eventually dig this out and maybe put pavers in or a hardscape type of path. But for right now, this will be fine as long as I stay off it. So I've got all these daffodils mixed together, and I'm simply going to go for the end of the garden here, and I'm going to pop holes and I'll drop the daffodils in there. So this back edge of my garden, this has moon glow junipers. These will get quite wide, so I kind of want to stay a few feet in from that. And I'm just going to pop in as many holes as I can. I'm doing a rounding motion when I punch the hole. Luckily, we'd had some rain recently. Nice thing is I have my perennials marked so I could see where they were. I'll try to get some on the front end too because that will work just fine. Again, the bunnies and the deer do not like daffodils. It's one of the better choices I have for my garden. This garden has a lot of heavy clay in it, and it's been rained on recently, so it's been really nice working, but heavy clay and trying to get bulbs in the ground is pretty difficult. When I've tried using one of those power augers before, it just catches. It's just doesn't work for me as nice as this does. Make sure you check your bulbs before you put them in the ground. Give them a little squeeze, and if there's nothing there, or if they're rotten, make sure you don't plant them because it's wasted effort. And what I do is I can see in some cases I need to make these holes a little bit bigger. So I just simply will widen it out by making a circular pattern, dropping it in, and then I'll backfill it a little bit. So here I'm going to do the trail here, which is will be my walking path going through here. So I got 35 alliums and 25 crocus. So I need 60 holes. And so I am just going to go along the trail here and get 60 of them. So I'm going to just do 10. 10 rows deep. The nice thing about the alliums and the crocus is the bulbs are much smaller, so they're easier to plant. I do have a few perennials, like I said, tucked in here, and they're well marked. So I wanted to show you a little bit closer view of what I got. So I popped a bunch of holes in the ground here. And what I'm going to do is I am going to put the allium bulb in first, and then I am going to put the crocus bulb on top. So I'm going to put 2 bulbs in each hole because it will help to fill that space and keep things contained, and one blooms before the other, and they will push through just fine. It won't matter. This is a way that the Dutch plant at Kokenhof too. So what I decided to do is get a bowl and put them in. So these smaller ones, these really tiny ones, these are the alliums, these really small ones. And the bigger ones are the crocus. And I noticed that they've already started sprouting, which is not good, but we're going into fall here and it's going to freeze pretty quick, so it should be fine. So drop one of the allium in the hole first. And we'll come back around and add the crocus. So let me know in the comments, which zone are you planting in, and do you even have tulips in your zone? In some cases, you have to have so many cooling days in order to get them to come back, so not everybody can grow them. In cases I might have a couple extra, I'm just going to double up. So I might have more than one allium coming up in the same hole, and that's perfectly okay. Does not hurt anything. So this should look pretty nice as a mass planting in the end. Let's see if we get any more alliums in here. I think that is about it for my alliums. And now, like I said, I'm just going to go back through. We're going to push crocus in each one of these holes, putting the pointy end up. Although if it goes on its side, it will find its way just fine. No reason to be too worried about it. Especially as I'm dropping in the hole, they can go on their side. It won't hurt it. So what I've decided to do is put the bags around, and I'm going to plant those in clusters. So the first grouping of daffodils and alliums, they end right here. So I want to kind of keep the tulips in this other section. And so I just kind of planted them here, or set them on the ground. And I'll pop 10 holes in here, 10 holes there, and another 10 holes, or 7 actually. I'm going to split that. It's only 15 in the bag, and I got to split it. So 7, 10, and 10, and then they'll be kind of concentrated at the same variety together. That'll be nice. And I've got to fit them in between these perennials, because these perennials will come back. This has got 10, so again, I'm just going to kind of do a circular patch. I'll do one in the middle. Got lots of bunny droppings out here. Gross. Yes, lots of critters. I planted a Garden of Eden for them, apparently. These are considered to be pretty big, which is fine. I just need to get a cluster around them. 10 holes. Is going to be the Palace North End. These are the extra large tulips that I'm putting in here. I like leaving those holes exposed till I'm done planting, because that way I know where I've got to leave room. Oh, these holes are nice. Perfect for these. So that was quite a project. That was a couple hundred bulbs I did in about an hour. So that was an interesting way to plant for some of you. But I came across and I thought, it just works so well for me. And then just drag the mulch or your dirt back over top. It'll be fine. Don't worry about the air gaps. None of that will matter. If this video is helpful, give us a thumbs up so YouTube knows to share this content with others. Also consider subscribing so you can see how this bed turns out in the spring when it comes up. In my zone, these bulbs will not bloom until May. So I'm in the very end of October right now. So they're going to take a nice winter rest. Snow is going to come and go. And Mother Nature is going to do its thing. We're going to have a glorious spring. I just know it. If you want to know how to multiply your tulip bulbs for free, watch this video next. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day.